The Blood of the Dawnwalker is a new game developed by Rebel Wolves, a team formed by ex-CD Projekt Red employees, the veterans behind The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and Cyberpunk 2077. Set to release this September, this game has been generating some serious buzz, but hype alone isn't a good reason to hit that pre-order button. So before you decide to pull out your wallets, here are 7 important things you need to know about Blood of the Dawnwalker. You play as Coen, who is a Dawnwalker, a human infected with vampirism. Due to pre-existing silver poisoning from working in the mines, Coen did not fully transform into a vampire. So he is a man in the morning and a deadly vampire by night. In the daylight, Coen fights as a man, steel in hand, grounded, deliberate, but far from powerless. His sword is his primary weapon, precise, controlled, and deadly. What truly sets him apart is witchcraft. Coen wields hexes, dark, forbidden abilities that give him an edge beyond his human limits. These are the few hexes that we have seen so far. Mercurial fervor, enhancing his speed, allowing him to move with unnatural quickness across the terrain. Burning blood, a devastating combat hex that literally boils the blood of your enemies. Compel soul, the ability to talk to corpses and give us insight into quests or the world itself. Astral communion, interacting with the dead, restless souls, uncovering secrets hidden beyond the veil of reality. Even as a human, Coen is already a dangerous being, but when the sun sets, everything changes. His claws becomes his primary weapon, tearing through enemies with brutal efficiency. If that's not scary enough, Coen can also still use his sword even more efficiently than his human form. The real transformation isn't just in the combat, it's in the movement. As a vampire, Coen is no longer bound by the ground. A whole new dimension opens up. Plane shift, allowing Coen to walk on walls, turning vertical spaces into pathways. Shadow step lets him teleport through darkness, closing gaps instantly or escaping danger. And in combat, Coen's vampiric abilities become truly terrifying. The most iconic ability, Voracious Bite, a savage attack where Coen sinks his fangs into an enemy's neck, draining their blood to heal himself. But here's the twist. You choose how far it goes. Drain enough to survive or give in to hunger and kill your victim. But be careful, this ability can be interrupted, leaving you vulnerable in the heat of battle. Then there is Piercing Shriek, a horrifying scream that stuns weaker enemies instantly, giving Coen control over the battlefield. Whether in vampire form or in human form, Coen always has his trusty sword by his side. Many of his sword skills carry over between both forms, including deadly moves like artery attack, dash attack, and the powerful broad swing. Mastering the blade is what makes Coen such a dangerous warrior in any form. The title of the game is The Blood of Dawnwalker and not Blood of the Dawnwalker. Why is that, you might ask? This is what the developer had to say about it.
I really want to know from the devs why it wasn't called Blood of the Dawnwalker. Sounds far cleaner. I guess it does. At the same time, there are thoughts behind it, like why did we call the game like this? It is related to what the story is about and that it's the first game in the saga, we hope. And yeah, I'm looking forward for you to figure out why we called it this.
After hearing what he said, I assume that Coen is not the Dawnwalker and he is just a Dawnwalker, hinting that there could be more like Coen in this world. The game takes place in the dark and unforgiving land of Vale Sangora, a region devastated by a deadly plague. As humanity struggles to survive, the vampires emerge from the shadows, offering protection and safety to the desperate people of the valley. But the protection comes at a terrible cost. The people of Vale Sangora must now offer their blood to their new vampire overlords. And the vampires aren't the only horrors lurking in these lands. Twisted creatures roam the darkness, like the terrifying horned beast, also known as the Uriash, and the savage humanoid predator called a Muron that stalks the dark. Honestly, the world looks brutal, dangerous, and packed with nightmare fuel. Vale Sangora isn't just about the main story. The open world is filled with activities and side content to explore. You'll be scaling towers, rescuing civilians, raiding enemy supply camps, and my personal favorite, the haunted sites. Coen uses his hex ability astral projection to communicate with restless spirits and cleanse cursed locations. Not only is this concept really cool, but the animation for it just looks absolutely amazing. You know what else is amazing? Hitting that subscribe button and liking the video if you guys enjoyed it so far. One of the most interesting mechanics in the Blood of the Dawnwalker is how it handles time. Time isn't just important, it's everything. You only have around 30 days to complete the main story. Every decision you make pushes the clock forward. But unlike in most RPGs, time doesn't pass just because you stand around or wander the map doing nothing. Instead, Coen has a limited number of time units each day. You get 8 time units during the daytime and another 8 at night. Certain quests, activities and events consume this time unit, and whenever you see this symbol on screen, it means that the action will advance time. Take this activity for example, where it takes 3 time units to complete. And as you can see, right after Coen completes the quest, 3 time units got added, pushing us from noon to afternoon, with only 3 time units away from nightfall. And what's even cooler is that Coen can use these time units to unlock entirely new different quest outcomes. Listen to what the developers have to say about this.
Time is actually such a valuable resource that I noticed something pretty sneaky that developers were doing. See, when they were doing quests during the presentation in that prologue, I noticed that twice you kind of did the basics of the quest. For example, you took the villager out of the cave, but then they ask you to do something more, like actually escorting them back to the village. It means that they want you to devote more time to them, and it feels like a build-up to a situation where quests not only give you an additional step to complete, but they will actually ask for a unit of time to do it. And actually,
waiting or progressing the clock in certain situation can change how events play out, meaning the world continues evolving with or without you. This creates a really interesting layer of strategy because you can't do everything in a single playthrough. Every choice matters. Do you spend time helping people, doing open world activities, explore haunted sites, or do you just focus entirely on the main story before it's too late? It's a system that makes every playthrough feels unique. And honestly, it sounds like the most ambitious part of this game so far. What really sells Veils Angora is the Infamy system because it makes the world feel alive. A lot of RPGs let you go full chaos mode with almost no consequences, but here the valley remembers. As your infamy rises, Brunsis begins issuing new edicts across the valley. And these aren't just invisible reputation numbers, they physically change the world around you. At Infamy level 1, extra guards start patrolling settlements. Suddenly, towns feel more tense. You start noticing more soldiers, keeping an eye on people. The world starts tightening its grip. At level 2 Infamy, military checkpoints start appearing throughout the valley. Now your actions are affecting infrastructure itself. Routes feel controlled. Brunsis is actively responding to the growing chaos that you have created. At Infamy level 3, prices of things in the valley starts to go up. Supplies are becoming more expensive. Even ordinary people are indirectly suffering because of your actions. This is the kind of world building that I love. The game isn't just telling you, it is actively showing you how the environment evolves around your behavior. And the crazy part is, we have only seen 3 edicts so far out of 9 total. That means the higher your infamy gets, the harsher and more oppressive the world could become. More restrictions, more paranoia, more militarization. It creates this incredible feeling that your character is genuinely a threat to the powerful at Veils Angora. And honestly, more RPGs need systems like this. Actual systemic world reaction. That's true immersive design. So yeah, the Blood of the Dawnwalker is shaping up to be one of the most interesting RPGs we have seen in a very long time. The dual human-vampire gameplay, the dark fantasy setting, the time-based mechanic, all sounds really ambitious. But what do you guys think? Is this game already looking like the next big RPG, or are you waiting to see more before pressing play? Let me know in the comments below. Also guys, here's a video of me playing through Witcher 3 only using signs. No armor, no swords, no crossbows, no maidens. That too on the hardest difficulty. Check out this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. See ya.